Hello, hello, hello. It is your boy, Pigskin Pete. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the latest and greatest episode of Walking and Talking with Pete. Yes, it's been a while since I've done Walking and Talking. It's actually been a while since I've been out of the house. A lot of you know I was pretty sick for a few days there. I'm still trying to recover from it. I don't know if you could hear it in my voice or not, but it's a beautiful day today. The only problem is it's very windy. I don't know how that's going to affect the quality or lack thereof of this video, but we'll try to get through it together, okay? Anyway, since I was sick, I was off of YouTube for a good 4 days or so. And of course, during that time period, a lot went on in the world of sports, particularly in the NFL. I know a lot of you guys could care less about the NFL, but this is a Clemson quarterback related conversation. And it's also the biggest news story probably since the end of the NFL season, other than Tom Brady coming back out of retirement, which who didn't see that coming? And of course, Aaron Rodgers signing a ridiculous deal worth $50 million a year or whatever it was. But it's the Deshaun Watson news. Yes, this is huge news in the world of sports. Just as short as 2 weeks ago, we didn't know if Deshaun Watson was going to be spending the rest of his life behind bars. And now, a couple of weeks later, not only do we know that he's not going to prison or anything like that, he was absolved by the Texas grand jury of any criminal wrongdoing or lack of evidence to support that. So the bidding war began. We knew he wanted out of Houston. He has a no trade clause. So he's basically able to pick where he wants to go. He can waive the no trade clause if he likes what he hears from XYZ team. There was 4 teams in it: Cleveland, Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina. Ironically, 3 of those from the same division, New Orleans, Atlanta, and Carolina. All of these teams need a quarterback desperately. You could say what you want to about Matt Ryan. Was he a great player? I don't think he's a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. But he's a good quarterback. He's in the top half, which is good. Super Bowl winning material? Probably not. I think that ship sailed a few years ago when they actually had a chance to win it and blew it. Carolina, on the other hand, needs a quarterback desperately. This might be the best roster that the Panthers have had since their Super Bowl run in 2015. They just need a quarterback. You know, that old saying, you're just a quarterback away. Well, you can really say that about Carolina. They are loaded. They swung and missed. And they're going to have to go out in the draft probably and get Kenny Pickett or somebody. I don't know. I mean, there's no other quarterback in the market that's worth paying a lot of money to come in there, like a Baker Mayfield or somebody like that. I don't want that. And of course, New Orleans has Jameis Winston. New Orleans fans seem to like Jameis Winston, but Jameis Winston is Jameis Winston. Now, I, for one, am not surprised at all at what Cleveland did. And I'm also not surprised at all that Deshaun Watson chose to go to Cleveland after talking to all these teams. I mean, this is the funny thing about the internet, man. Twitter and Facebook alike. Some of the stuff you read on there as soon as this deal was made, first of all, the Atlanta fans were mad at Deshaun Watson. They said that he did them wrong. How? Look, just because somebody's source on Twitter says that he's coming to Atlanta does not make it so. These people, hey, listen, I got a source that says your source is full of shit, all right? You got to wait till these things happen. They felt like Deshaun Watson basically told Atlanta he was coming there and then backdoored him and went to Cleveland. Did anybody hear Deshaun Watson say that? Or did you just hear some jabroni on Twitter say it? And then the butthurt Falcons fans go, oh, well, it's clearly just all about the money to Deshaun Watson. Yeah, no shit. Are you telling me that if somebody offered you $230 million guaranteed money, that you would turn it down to go to Atlanta? Get the hell out of here. Then you have the people that think this was a terrible deal for the Browns, not for Deshaun Watson. I disagree. Look, it sounds like a lot of money, because it is. But at this point, there are now 6 quarterbacks, I think, in the NFL that are making over $40 million a year. And that number is going to grow every single year. We're only 2 or 3 years away from $45, $50 million a year for a franchise quarterback. is going to be the norm, okay? It's going to be the rule, not the exception. So if you have a chance to get a guy, how old is Deshaun Watson? 26, 25, something like that. You have a chance to get a guy that young and that good and lock him in at $45 million a year for the next 5 years. That's actually a good deal. I mean, I think most people agree that a healthy Deshaun Watson is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. Even if you don't believe that, definitely top 10. Also, the Cleveland Browns, a lot like what I was talking about with the Panthers, have a win now mentality. They are loaded. They're loaded at every position on the field other than quarterback. So they feel like they can go make some trades, get some free agents. Hell, they've already brought in Amari Cooper from the Cowboys. They're looking at getting another couple of receivers. They've got a good running back core. Their defense is solid. They have one of the best defensive lines in the AFC. So they feel like they have a legit chance to make a Super Bowl run over the next 5 years. And I don't disagree with that. They'll also have an opportunity to get some of those draft picks that they gave up to get Watson back whenever they deal Baker Mayfield. Now, they won't get near as much for Baker as they gave away to get Watson, but they can recoup some of that capital. The other non-football argument about this being a bad deal for the Browns is the ignorance of people on the internet, yet again, that don't understand the difference between criminal and civil lawsuits, okay? The only thing that was keeping a lot of teams from wheeling and dealing for Deshaun Watson last season when he was sitting on the bench was the threat of criminal charges. That's gone now. He's probably going to end up having to pay these women, some of them, in civil suits. So civil suits are a lot easier to win than criminal suits are. But the people on Twitter and stuff, all I keep hearing is, how could they sign this guy? He's got all these lawsuits against him. That doesn't matter. They don't care about civil lawsuits. It means zero. With his new contract, he could pay each one of these women $2 million. He'd be $40 million in the hole with still $200 million in the black. So basically, no matter how this goes down with these civil lawsuits, Deshaun Watson's going to be just fine. Now, the other question you keep hearing is, was this a good choice for Deshaun Watson, not for the Browns? The answer is, of course, it was a good choice for Deshaun Watson. Everybody likes to clown the Browns because they've been the Browns for so long. I think they've gotten through that. They're definitely a better run franchise today than they were 10 years ago. As a matter of fact, think about it. Deshaun Watson, where is he coming from? The Houston Texans. They are the Browns of old. The Houston Texans are by far the worst run NFL organization in the NFL today. Any franchise other than Houston is an upgrade for Deshaun Watson. Then, of course, you have the all-righteous crowd out there. And this is the reason I haven't really commented at all over the past, whatever it is, 9 months about Deshaun Watson, other than when the news first broke. I commented on it then, is because I wanted to see if he was going to be brought to criminal charges. Because if there's enough evidence to bring criminal charges in sexual assault case like that, then there's probably some fire where that smoke's coming from. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this is weird, though. The timing is weird of the whole thing. The fact that they all went to civil lawsuits and didn't go to the police. I know, believe all women, all that. Sorry. People do lie to get money from rich people. I'm sorry. And yes, there's a lot of women. I get it. Doesn't mean it's not a lot of women that are being dishonest. I'm not saying whether they are being honest. I'm not saying whether they are being dishonest. But nobody knows, including you. So what you hear is, how could they sign a rapist? How could they sign a rapist? It's funny to call a guy a rapist who's never been charged with a crime. And of course, you weren't there to see it. Now, obviously, I don't know Deshaun Watson from a hole in the wall, right? He's just a football player for my favorite team in college. But I do find it hard to believe that Deshaun Watson sexually assaulted or raped 22 women. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's unlikely. I definitely don't doubt the fact that Deshaun Watson has a healthy or unhealthy sexual appetite. Guy's 25, 26 years old, multi-millionaire. A lot of guys, whether they're rock stars or athletes, go through this sort of phase with the ladies, if you know what I mean. It still does sort of shock me to think, though, that a guy who has had 0 strikes against his good name throughout high school, college, and of course the first 5 years in the NFL is all of a sudden now a serial sexual assaulter. I'd say at the very least, clearly the guy was maybe paying a little extra for a little extra activity in those massage rooms. And if that is the case, although it is in poor taste and illegal, it's far cry from sexual assault. So anyway, in a nutshell, I think this was a blockbuster, groundbreaking, home run deal for both the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson. Obviously, I'm disappointed that my Carolina Panthers didn't get him. But I will tell you this. I'm looking forward to that division in the NFL over the next 5 years or so. You have Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and I don't know who the quarterback for the Steelers is going to be. There's rumors about Carson Wentz. I don't know, but whoever that is. So at least 3 of the 4 quarterbacks are dynamic. It's already a tough division to play in. Year in and year out. But you have 3 legit contenders, I think, with those rosters and those quarterbacks any given year. So it'll be fun to watch those guys duke it out. Anyway, guys, thanks for walking and talking with me. I'll see you very, very soon. Your boy, Pigskin Pete, checking out.